Damn them. They have made thralls of soldiers and civilians both.
Did I miss much? So that is how you fight in the Far East. Mental note, pick no quarrel with Domans. But seriously, if I am to keep up, I must needs forsake elegance for efficiency. To the Aetheryte!
You'll forgive me my lateness.
I've been something of a liability of late, I know. 'Tis high time I set about making amends.
Long have you shriveled swordwalkers tormented our kind. But no more! Your time is at an end! You shall perish with salt in your wounds and sea in your lungs. Lord of the world, hearken to our plea. Lord of the world, deliver us from our misery.
Do you feel that?
I know this sensation. It's the echo.
What? Such power! It is transcendent!
Seven hells!
Strike me down if you will. It is futile! I have mastered the gift. I am eternal! mighty Leviathan, ruler of the seas, born of waters primordial, I offer unto you this frail flesh, that you might grant your faithful servants deliverance. I beseech you, come forth!
Die, damn you!
Foolish shorewalker! You cannot kill that which is eternal!
Heavens forfend. Damn it all!
My being ebbs away. But it should by right be infinite. Am I not immortal? Curse you, emissary! You promised me everlasting.
Where did he go?
What say you? Nary a single ship? Hells take that sea demon. Gather the survivors and get to shore. Leave the wrecks for the pirates. Leviathan wastes no time. The diversionary squadron is lost. For a mercy, 'twould seem the Primal now makes for open sea. But why does he not press his advantage? Unless... God save us. He means to unleash a tidal wave.
Hey there everybody, how's it going? My name is Thamriyell. Welcome everybody to Final Fantasy XIV Realm Reborn with Elliot, a lovely little monk. I do want to apologize for not being able to provide all the information and all the footage for the previous quest. There was a gap in my recording software and ended up actually causing a mistake. Hopefully Nvidia has fixed it and we should be able to continue on without any further delay. But I will show the cinematics in the very beginning. You've probably already seen them, of the events that transpired. We entered in as a small squadron of the Scions, while the Maelstrom and the other grand companies actually took care of distracting these primary Sastasha forces. That's Sastasha, the Sahagin forces, there we go, just forgot the name of the people. And then we're about to start a full raid to take down Leviathan, make sure that he doesn't tear down Limsa and cause another great typhoon to destroy a good chunk of yours there. So, we're currently right now here with Merwub, and we're about to enter in, hopefully should be entering in here pretty soon, an instance where we take on Leviathan. Into the heart of the WHORL, there we go, we got this. The plight cries for action. We must take thought. So long as the Leviathan remains in the open sea, he's effectively beyond our reach. Our fleet is second to none, or some maybe, of that you may be sure. But Leomund herself would struggle the best lord of the world in the element. In a straight fight, he'd make meat and matchwood of us. We need another plan. That much is plain. Plan plain. Goddammit. We need another plan. That much is plain. Let us return to Limsa and see if you cannot think of one. I shall await you in the command room. So we're gonna go ahead and actually meet up with Merwub over at the command room. We'll have to abandon the Aetheryte that the Sahagins created for themselves and the Lord Leviathan for now, but we'll be back to this area pretty soon. For now though, let's go ahead and teleport over to Limsa. And I really hope you enjoyed the cinematic and the animations of the combat they had earlier. Seriously, I'm not gonna lie. After Realm Reborn, like patches following next and afterwards and into Heaven's Word, the cinematics have gotten significantly more impactful and high-octane actiony. It's so good. It's actually really good. I believe this is actually around the time when the Rogue class and the Ninja class were introduced to Final Fantasy. So if anything, we could technically try to pursue Rogue at a certain point. I think it would be kind of neat to pursue it. If you are wondering where to get it, it's actually in the lower Limsa Minsa lower decks. If you go over here to this door at the bottom near the south, the gatekeeper, it'll actually let you enter into the Dutiful Sisters of the Edelweiss, which is the Rogues Guild, which will eventually allow you to train under Domans to become a ninja. So that should be kind of cool. For now though, let me go ahead and put on Fist of Wind so I can run a little bit faster. I'm gonna go ahead and make our way over to Xanthael and see if we can get over to the command room and talk to Merylwub. Figure out a plan of action. You expect in the command room. Pray do not keep the Admiral waiting. Of course, we would never want to do that. Want to make sure we set up a proper plan of action to deal with Leviathan. See, we could send airships out there, but Leviathan will be strong enough to just destroy and wipe out all the ships. I mean, it is a primal after all. It's, you know, the sea is its battlefield, its main domain. That's where it's the strongest. So you have to find another way to, you know, to combat it.
There used to be a hamlet beyond South Tidegate in western La Noscia. Hearthstone, 'twas called. Some years prior to the Maelstrom's founding, Leviathan rose from the briny depths and set about unleashing watery hell upon us. On that occasion, the Company of Heroes put him down before he could do too much damage. But when the bastard came next, this time in the wake of the calamity, we were not so fortunate. Weary of ravaging our shoreline, he summoned a tidal wave which fair leveled Hearthstone and washed the soil away for good measure.
The area was subsequently occupied by the Sahagin.
Aye, the thrice-damned creatures transformed it into a spawning ground for their brood. Given the quantity of crystals stolen to feed him and his legion of thralls, we can be fairly sure that Leviathan is stronger now than in his previous incarnations. If that sea demon is left to wreak havoc, what befell Hearthstone may well befall a larger settlement, even Limsa. That cannot happen. The primal must be stopped.
That was ever our objective, Admiral. But how are we to achieve it? The sea is Leviathan's uncontested domain. The ships of the 3rd Squadron could not close to within 100 yards of the Primal, nor could their cannons pierce his defenses.
I have read the reports, Master Thancred. Our warships may as well have been bloody pleasure barges for all the good they did. 7 hells! Is there no way that we might strike back?
The Company of Heroes defeated Leviathan, having first lured him into an inlet, but we must needs contend with him upon the open sea. It will avail us little to consult past experience.
Admiral, if I may.
Speak freely, Marshal.
By all accounts, Leviathan's most formidable weapon is the very sea itself. Waves and whirlpools, tides and currents, all these things are his to command. The key to victory, I believe, lies in disarming our foe. This, in effect, is what the Company of Heroes achieved with their ruse. We cannot lure Leviathan from the sea a second time. But what if we could weaken his hold upon the element of water? I have heard of devices capable of such wonders. They draw upon the power of corrupted crystals, I am told. If mounted upon a ship, such a device might be used to prevent Leviathan from bringing the full force of the sea to bear against us, rendering him no more dangerous than any other sea serpent.
Of course! Sid built a similar device to grant the Enterprise safe passage through Garuda's Tempest, did he not?
Begging your pardon, my lady, but to give credit where it's due, this is something I heard from an old arcanist friend of mine.
It makes little difference who thought of it first, so long as it works. Beg the specifications of this device from your friend, and I shall pass them on to our people at Naldek and Vermelis. But before we proceed any further, I would voice one concern. Piercing Garuda's defenses is one thing. Suppressing Leviathan's attacks, quite another. In matters of science, I am as a babbling babe, but I cannot well imagine that such a feat would be possible without a veritable mountain of corrupted crystals. The question being, do we have a ship big enough to bear such a burden?
Mayhap not, Admiral, but two might. Recall you the tale of Mistbeard's greatest haul? It is said that he lashed two ships together, side by side, the better to bear his plunder. By your leave, we might attempt to repeat the trick. The gods know it would be quicker than building a new vessel.
Mistbeard did this. Truly, Marshal, upon the subject of the Pirate King, you are as a scholar.
Now, from what I have gleaned of these matters, the device will need to be in close and constant proximity to the target. To wit, we must lash our twin vessel to Leviathan. This in itself will be no small feat. Ramming speed will be required, but given the weight of the cargo, that will only be attainable with the aid of a towing vessel. Suffice it to say, the task of piloting said vessel will entail considerable danger, and I would not ask it of another. I volunteer myself.
'Twill be dangerous for all involved, but we have no better recourse. Very well. Commodore, assemble the remnants of the fleet at Moraby Bay. Give priority to our soundest vessels. The repairs can wait. Storm Marshal Slafirson, command of the operation is yours. I want that twin vessel ready to sail post-haste.
At once, Admiral.
And then there is the small matter of slaying the beast. The fate of Limsa rests upon your shoulders once again. Go well, warrior of light.
And that is, ladies and gentlemen, how we decide to make a plan to take on Leviathan. By putting two vessels together in order to carry enough dark matter, and in order to nullify Leviathan's attacks rather than try to subside him with something powerful, we just actually make Leviathan weaker, which in turn would allow us to make actual impacts onto Leviathan and try to directly defeat the beast. So any kind of whirlpool attacks or any kind of water attacks or water enchanted attacks that he would have, we'll try to nullify and make, extremely weak onto us or hardly even effective in order to try to fight the beast. And just take it on directly out in the sea. Let's talk to you, Giddy, about this. Being held as gods also exist in what you call the Far East. Legends tell us that we walked among us in days of yore, but I confess that I never fully believed them. That I shall live to behold one is humbling and horrifying in equal measure. Now that I've come to face with the Primal, I do begin to understand why the Guardians fear them so. What is it?
A message, Admiral. I judged it best that it be delivered at once.
I am listening.
According to the Yellow Jackets, a man has appeared to claim to have defeated Leviathan.
One of the company of heroes.
The details are yet hazy, Admiral. We dispatched one of our own to question the individual.
I'm disinclined to put any store by the claim, and should it be true, it is as Y'shtola said. None could save the company of heroes at best at Leviathan, and we know how they went about it. If this man is of their number, what could he tell us that we do not know already? And yet, having wagered Limsa's survival of 2 ships, some rope, and a piece of pile of crystals, can we afford to ignore this man? If this testimony should yield us any amount of advantage, should we not hear it? Damn it all. Excuse me, I'm so sorry. The twin vessel will soon be ready. We have no time to wait for the Maelstrom's report of the supposed Primal Slayer's claims. Elliot, seek him out and learn what he knows. At the very least, I'll spare you the torment of waiting for the reckoning of idleness.
The man you're looking for is believed to...
sorry, trying to get his voice again.
The man you're looking for is believed to be the resident of the Great Fleet in Lower Lanosha. The Storm Private sent to question him should already be in the vicinity. May your journey prove fruitful.
So we gotta head over to Lanosha to talk to somebody who appears to have been one of the few members of the company of heroes that actually took on Leviathan in patch 1.0. What they're referring to regarding history of the previous company of heroes that took on Leviathan are the heroes from the patch 1.0. And if you ever played the original version of the game, then maybe that could have been you. Maybe that could have been you. Alright, let me move the map over just a little bit so I can see it a little bit better. There you go. We need to head over to Lanosha. Let's see, Lower Lanosha. So it's going to be over here. Is it down south? Is it up north? Let me actually check them out here. Let's see, where you at? Where you at? Oh, there you are. Okay, Great Fleet. Alright, we can probably get there pretty easily. Limits the upper decks. Okay, so we gotta head over to the upper decks, see if we want to get over there faster. Go ahead and use the elevator real quick. Airship landing, Drowning Wench. We'll go to the Drowning Wench for now. We just get over to the inn, right? To the inn, we're just gonna cut across and see if we can make our way there as soon as possible. But yeah, that should be kind of fun to mess around with and see the whole storyline. I believe the character we're gonna meet is gonna be a pretty important character. It's been a while since, so I don't really remember much. By the way, the Valentine's Day is still happening, so if any of y'all haven't done it yet, feel free to do so. Go ahead and do so, because like you get an emote with it that can only be available. You can only acquire it throughout the time that this event is available or not. I'm pretty sure this episode should be uploaded on a Tuesday, so happy Valentine's Day, everybody! I'm pretty sure that should be the Valentine's Day. If it is, then it is. That'd be actually pretty fitting. Nevertheless, if it is Valentine's Day, happy Valentine's Day, everybody. Right, now that we're out here, let's go ahead and summon a Chocobo. And go right out into our grand journey out there in a wondrous place of Lower Lanosha. Also, I think I'm gonna start working a little bit on the cross classes for this character using Pass of the Dead. Pass of the Dead has been so far an incredibly fun way to level other alternative professions for me, for my main character, as I'm trying my very best to get everybody caught up to at least level 50 at least, and then trying to get a healer up to 60. I'm going with Astrologian as my first healer because I like the whole card mechanic that they have. My second choice will probably be Scholar. That's the one I have at level 31 right now. And White Mage does sound really cool, but I do like the whole fairy pet combat healing kind of... yeah, it's that kind of strategy. The cool thing about Scholar is that you can switch between Scholar and Summoner and they'll be the same level. So if you level a Summoner to level 35, your Scholar will naturally become the same level as your Summoner and vice versa. So if, let's say, I want to sit down and boost myself a little bit by just healing in dungeons as a Scholar, I can then go and do a Fade or something and play as a Summoner. It just, that priority is going to be a little bit difficult to manage, and I have to make sure I maintain different types of gear. It's a lot of things to maintain, but it should be really fun to kind of explore different classes, especially healing classes. Not something that I'm an expert in regarding just any MMOs in general. I'm mostly a tank. I'm mostly a tank and a DPS on the side. But this time around we're playing as a monk, because monk seemed like a pretty cool class for Elliot. Oh, I think I know what's gonna happen here. I believe I remember this particular area. There should be a particular individual inside we can talk to. Oh, this guy. Tructome, right? Tructome? I believe that's how you pronounce his name. He has a little chocobo as his cheek tattoo. That's actually, that's kind of cute. Question mark? I don't know. There he is. The big. I'm not gonna lie. Like something about the whole like leopard design on his clothes make it look a little more deviant. Is that just me? I don't know. Let's talk to the Storm Private.
Now look here, you'll tell your bloody, you'll have your bloody story right after you carry those sacks of grain over the mill.
But sir, that's what you said before you had me pick up the oranges for you, and before I muckered out of the chocobo stables, and before I rolled that millstone over the mill, and also before...
Gods, man, I worked 3 days straight without a wink of sleep. 3 days! And do you hear me complaining? I suppose some of us just ain't made of the roughest stuff. Alright. I'll give you what you want. Let it be said that the old Tractome ain't a generous soul. Now pick up your ears, cause I won't be repeating myself. Too modest, see? Besides, there's only so much epicness a man can take in one sitting, keen?
This guy is great.
The tale of Tractome's epic victory over the dreaded primal Leviabetus.
Leviabetus, exactly. He got it spot on.
Now, Leviabetus is huge, make no mistake. To give you an idea how big, each of his scales about as wide across as me members long. Ain't that no mean feat, let me tell you.
Wow, is that what is he saying what I think? Yep, he is. He's just boasting, you know, just be like, oh, look at me. And I think he mentioned talk of his member. Jesus.
When I fought him, I could barely see all the brine he was putting me with. Must be a lagoon's worth at least. He even knocked my trusty axe out of my hands on stage, cause it proved to be a grave mistake.
What happened next?
Why, I dabbed him by the tail and tied him up in knots. Not wanting to take all the glory for myself, I'm amazed a company of heroes handle the rest. Like I said, I'm modest as well as heroic. Mayhap too modest. Now, there's some, as we could say, never truly beat Leviabetus. That's we got to. Learn to live with it and make the best of bad situation. Now, the company, though. It's you. I'm sorry, I didn't mean it. I was just enjoying the tension, is all. I take back everything I said. I was never part of the company of heroes. I'm no marauder. I'm actually complete coward. I'm nothing. I'm a chocobo dog. No, I'm a maggot you find wriggling in chocobo dung. I can't lie to women to tumble them, and I don't... and don't happen much. Remember, it's tiny, it's pathetic.
Wow.
I sure as hell didn't fight Leviabetus, but I have seen it with my own eyes. It was a fair week back.
Yeah, just to explain a little bit, we did meet him before, and we did call him out his shenanigans, so... that's why he's finally being honest.
It was a fair few years back, when I was working as a baker's hand. I was striking my duties on day loitering about the harbor when I saw it. A great big massive sea serpent some mames of the coast, with a fleet of galleons making straight for it, cannons firing. I was so bloody scared I sold myself right then and there. Oh God, just remember the day made me sold myself all over again.
Stay away from us. Sow yourself in the corner.
Hey, wait. If you're asking about Leviabetus, it means you plan to fight him, ain't you? Well, take care. He really is terrible. Dreadful, I tell you. If you're not careful, you'll end up in his gullet or at the bottom of the sea.
My voice got a... If you're there? Why, you worthless lying whoreson! I can't believe you made me handle chocobo dung. Yeah... Poor, poor member of the Maelstrom had to deal with all kinds of... They had to literally deal with all kinds of crap. Mostly chocobo crap. Elliot, this is Minfilia. We're able to learn Autumn used against Leviathan. I beg your pardon? Leviabetus. I see. That is unfortunate. At any rate, I have tidings for you. The twin vessel is not complete. We'll wait you at the Morbi dry dock. Pray make your way there as soon as you're able to. Alright, well, Leviabetus, Leviabetus is gonna stay as Leviabetus. We got up wrong button there, whoops.